Hey there, everybody. This is Dr. TJJ. One day. I just like to share out some things that are put into my spirit. And I shared in a video about going through some difficult times in your marriage. And I'm sitting here, and you replay things over in your mind, and you ask, why did this happen? And understanding, that the adversary is always on his job, 24/7. He's on his job, but still got to get down to the nitty gritty of what drives a person, or what causes a person to make the decisions that they make or respond the way they respond. And in our marriage, when there are misunderstandings, like I said in my previous post, I try to pray about me, reveal me to me. But one thing that was revealed to me about my marriage is how insecurities display themselves in a relationship. And whenever I have this conversation with my husband about insecurities, it can lead towards a defensive attitude. And I just said to myself, how can I have these conversations without putting my partner on the defense? And I thought about it, and what came to me was, rather than using the word insecurity, use the word, I presented it to him as, are there some things you are uncertain about? Are you uncertain about how I feel about you? Are you uncertain about how I see you? Are you uncertain about how you provide for the family? Posing those questions rather than putting it in terms of insecure. And it really got us into a great conversation, because he was able to accept there are some things that he is uncertain about. Now, what I did further, I went into prayer about that uncertainty. And here's how the adversary works. If the adversary knows that your spouse is uncertain about his appearance, for instance, my husband is starting to lose his hair because he's on a lot of medication because of his heart. I'm ever so grateful that he is still walking this earth, because there were a few times where his life, if you didn't know God's grace, and if you didn't, knowing that miracles occur, that's why I know he's here. So let's just say miracles occurred while he's still walking this earth. So I accept the fact that he may be on medications, and those medications may have side effects like losing your hair, and I don't care, because you're still here walking this earth. But for him losing his hair has formed an uncertainty for him. And the adversary, knowing that, will take that uncertainty and say, your wife doesn't see you the same way she used to. So now you're uncertain. Now you are questioning your contribution to what you bring to your wife physically, emotionally, sexually. You're questioning all that. So you're questioning, that uncertainty leads towards you questioning yourself. Now you're looking at everything through a jaded lens that your spouse does. And let's just say she's busy and she doesn't compliment you on something. You might read that as, oh God, my hair is falling out. My wife doesn't see me as attractive anymore, when it wasn't that at all. But you are looking through these glasses of uncertainty that now have you questioning yourself, that then turns into resentment. Now you start resenting your wife or your partner because he or she didn't compliment you on whatnot, and it didn't have anything to do with your spouse. Your spouse is unknowing that all this is going on inside of you, that you're uncertain. Now you are resenting things that don't have anything to do with her. You're putting an expectation upon your spouse that he or she doesn't know exists, because now you need your spouse to fulfill you that uncertainty, and your spouse doesn't even know that uncertainty is there. So now you have an expectation on your spouse that your spouse is not able to meet. which increases the amount of resentment. Now your anger starts to form. Now you start to shut down in your conversation and your communication. Now you start to get angry and just see things through a very jaded lens. And so I just wanted to put this post out there today. Doing the work on yourself is so crucial, but yet so difficult. But you have to understand that being honest with yourself, what's driving you, and I have my own uncertainties, and I have to check myself. Are my uncertainties against me causing me to have expectations on my spouse that he can't meet because it's me? He can't do anything about it. So, you know, I love the Lord, and I'm going to bring a spiritual message. And so when you pray about yourself and pray about, revealing those uncertainties within you, your job, your looks, your whatever, your parenting, whatever it is, because the adversary will use those things to just start digging away at everything else and turn that uncertainty into a whole mountain of mess that is unfair to you and definitely unfair to your spouse. So be prayerful, be honest, and love one another. And that's it for today. So Dr. TJJ.